Je suis maintenant à l'instant avec Aaron Dilloway, donc je suis extrêmement heureux d'être avec lui à côté de lui. Hi Aaron.
Hello.
Thank you very much for accepting this short interview.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to have you here. First question, is it your first time that you play in Switzerland?
Yes.
Yeah, it's your first time. So did you heard about the LUFF already? Or it's...
Yeah, from my friend Jason Lescali. Played here previously. Yeah.
Okay. So what did he told you about this festival?
Well, it's great, but programming is insane, and he was right.
That's true, yeah. You're absolutely right. And are you...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you right now touring in Switzerland or in Europe? Or
no, I just came out for the show.
You just came out for the show? From Oberlin right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, to be honest, I discovered your musical, your artistic work quite not a long time ago. It was like 6 months ago. I discovered your label, and to be honest, I was really amazed by what you did because I'm not really familiar with noise music, and I know you kind of pioneer noise music in the United States. Like you're producing this kind of music since a long time ago, and I would like to know how did you came to this kind of music? Like what attracted you in this kind of sonorities, harsh, sometimes dirty sonorities?
Well, I was always into music as a kid, and at a very young age, I used to get magazines, heavy metal magazines, and this is early '80s, and I remember seeing pictures of punk bands and Sex Pistols and the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and when I was in 4th grade, a friend of mine on my hockey team brought in a Butthole Surfers tape, and so that was the first punk music I ever heard. And so then it was just this chaotic noise. And then a couple years later, as I got 6th grade, heard the Sex Pistols and stuff, I was like, this is just rock and roll. It didn't seem as... I liked it, but ever since then, I kind of would... as a kid, I was always searching for more chaotic music. And that just led me to Japanese noise and Caroliner and everything else, and then going back to hearing early electronic music and things like that.
Okay. For example, for me, I have kind of it's hard for me to listen, for example, harsh noise, and I think that your noise is absolutely beautiful. I really like the kind of noise for me, like some of the albums that you released are really poetic. Like for example, the last one you did, Medicine Stance.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the last one, but it was 2014, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, there was an earlier cassette release, yeah.
And but it was released earlier, no? It was
earlier this year, I mean, yes.
Okay. Yeah. But for me, I really enjoyed this album because it seems to me that it was really poetic kind of noise, and it was in some way, I don't know, like I heard some of work that you did previously, and it was maybe more harsh, more heavy, like a bit more difficult to be familiar with, and this one was much more poetic, like repetitive loops.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. Like maybe could you explain if there was a change in your musical career or path, or I don't know?
No, I mean it changes quite a lot, but it's some of the I still do pretty harsh stuff as well, but it's still elements of things I've been doing for a while. But I don't know, maybe I'm just getting older. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I also heard, like I found in your record label, which is Hanson Records.
Yeah.
Like I heard that also you opened a shop in Oberlin, Ohio. Yeah. And I saw that you made a lot of work around Nepal.
Yeah.
And I heard also that you quit Wolf Eyes because you went to live in Nepal.
Kind of. I mean, not because of that, but we were touring a lot, and we had just done the Burned Mind album and did a couple big tours for that, and then it came the time that my wife was doing her field work in Nepal, and I wanted to go do that, and I didn't want to stop the other guys from, opportunities to come play overseas or whatever, so I said, if you want to go, and so our friend Mike Connolly joined in my place, and when I got back, it was kind of a mutual, I think, thing that Mike would go on, because the last thing I wanted to do was tour when I got back. So,
how long did you live in Nepal? How long did you stay?
I was there about 7 months.
7 months.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard also that you made a lot of field recording over there.
Yeah, that's all I did every day was walk around and find sounds.
Why? Because is the sonic universe very interesting over there? Like it's something.
To me, it was. Yeah. I mean, and just hearing a lot of morning ritual music and folk music all over, and then just sounds, animals, and I ran into a family of snake charmers who were traveling around. I did quite a bit of recording with them and released a couple records of that music, and it was all very interesting to me and just really fun to have that be my full day, is to go out and just look for sounds.
And I also saw that you made something that you called like 4-box CDs that were called Radio Nepal.
Well, there were two things. There was a 4 CD box set that was all 3 CDs of field recordings and 1 CD of tracks from folk and pop cassettes that I had picked up. And then there was also another 3 CD volumes of just shortwave radio sounds.
Exactly.
And throughout them, I'd find songs and stuff, but throughout the series, I guess towards the end, the third one is almost all static, but I found some interesting things there.
And what did interest you in the radio? Like, why did you use the radio to produce sound? Because it seems to me that what I heard from you, it was quite different from the rest of you. It was like plunderphonics, and
Yeah, I mean, you never knew what you were going to get, and you listen, you can hear these things in the distance and strange sounds, and you tune the radio trying to catch this sound, and it was fun. And it always made me laugh a lot when I would find Western pop songs, and I'd always leave them on a lot longer than I probably should. Yeah, that was a fun project.
Yeah, and sometimes harsh noise appear for 10 minutes. When you were doing your tests back then, you were working with tapes. I know you work a lot with tapes.
I'm sorry?
You work a lot with tapes?
Yes.
Tape recording and everything. Well, what is your relation to this material? Does it really give special sonorities, or there is something maybe sentimental that you have with this?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, we had 8-track tapes. I'm not sure if you guys had 8 tracks here. You know what they are, though, the cartridge tapes. They were big in the States in the late 70s. I had an older brother, so we and sister, so we always had these 8-track tapes around. I started using them to make loops in the mid-90s. I was trying to make tape loops with cassettes, and it was just so hard to work with this small tape, and I'm I'll use these 8-tracks. And the thing I started to fall in love with the 8-tracks was the inconsistencies of the loops and the machines. That I'd make these kind of crude splices, and things would slow down and not always be the same the next time they went around, and I'd leave things on for a very long time until they decay and new sounds would come out of them. So that's kind of been my main instrument for, since 1996, about these 8-track players.
Okay, so it is an instrument with which you use it like for live music, but it's also an instrument like I heard that in Hanson Records you were releasing most of your releases or a lot of them in tape records.
Well, yeah, I release a lot of cassette tapes. Yeah, and I mean that's how I started, and that's in the early '90s that was the way for an independent musician or artist to get their music out, and that. And within the experimental music scene, I think that just never went away. Cassettes never went away in that scene. It was always such a big part of how people shared stuff, and I just never got sick of them. I love cassettes. I love tapes, and that's what I started with, and I just I never felt connection with CDs so much.
Okay, is it kind of nostalgia, or is it kind of?
I'm sure there's some of that there for sure.
And vinyl? Are you working also with vinyl a lot, or not?
I'm sorry.
With vinyls?
Yeah, I release LPs as well. Yeah. Much more cassettes, because it's just more affordable. But
yeah, that's true. It's also a point which is really important. Okay, so thank you very much, Aaron Dilloway. I think we're gonna put a song of you. Like for me, I discovered like Medicine Stance a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for me, I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a really beautiful, beautiful loops, really attractive, and I really enjoyed it. So we're gonna push the last song, and then I think when do you pass tonight?
I play at I think midnight.
Quarter after midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe it's because it's transmitted on the radio, so
oh yeah,
so people can know about it.
Oh, the show will be played on the radio as well.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay. You okay with it?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's better to ask before.
My buddy Henry was wondering.
Your buddy Henry over there?
My buddy Henry's listening right now. He's wondering if they were going to broadcast the show.
So hi Henry. Hi. Okay, so thank you very much, Aaron Dilloway. I hope you will enjoy. Are you going back tomorrow to United States?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah. Okay. So you're with jet lag and everything?
Oh yeah, I'm completely out of it.
Okay. So I hope you will be better tomorrow. Thank you very much, Aaron Dilloway, and we'll listen one track of Medicine Stunt.
Thank you.